So let's talk about some of the attacks on the APs, or the access points. The first and most common one that we see is a rogue access point attack. I'm going rogue! What this is here we have an office building with multiple floors, and we all have systems that are set up on the different floors for different departments, and maybe we have multiple access points, and all of our computers are hooked into those access points. A rogue access point is simply a device that isn't sanctioned by an administrator, but is actually operating on the network anyways. Sometimes these rogue access points are deployed by employees who just want better reception. But from the attacker's perspective, he sets up a rogue access point and places it near the target network. When the user turns their computer on, the rogue access point offers up a connection to the user's wireless NIC. If the user connects to the rogue access point as the legitimate AP, it's going to try to go through and authenticate itself, and therefore the rogue access point picks up that whole communication channel. Now, another type is called an unauthorized association. How this is achieved is, well, we typically see this like on laptops. If the attacker is able to compromise a product or device like a laptop, most of these devices have wireless built into them, but they may also be hardwired into the network as well. The attacker installs what we refer to as a soft access point, which is an access point program that runs via software and turns the laptop into an access point. Now, if he's successful, other machines might hook into that access point and he'd be able to capture that information. Now, we also have something called honeyspot AP attacks. So we've all had our laptops, we've traveled around, and as we visit different locations, like retail locations, they have their standard access points being distributed, or their SSIDs. So, for example, if I go to McDonald's or Starbucks, a lot of my hotels that I stay with use AT&T, and so we see these SSIDs, including the defaults, D-Link, Netgear, right? Everybody follow me so far? And as we travel, we just take our laptops and we hook right in. Well, here's the dilemma, is that information is stored on your laptop. So the next time you come near an access point that's called Hilton or Linksys or D-Link, it'll try to connect automatically. So when I return to the hotel, I'm good. Or when I return to Starbucks, I'm good. Do you see where I'm going with this one? So on a honeyspot, this is where the attacker goes through and creates an access point that has the same type of SSIDs as some of these retail locations. And because the signal may be stronger because I'm sitting next to you, you're going to actually associate to me. Dun, dun, dun. Tell you what, let me show you something here real fast. I'm going to switch out to my laptop so you can see this. So here I've remoted into my laptop, and this is my laptop that I travel with, and I haven't done this in a while, so I may be the shoe repairman whose kids have no shoes, meaning I don't think I've lately gone through and done what I'm about to teach you to do. But that's okay. It's a learning for all of us. So you can see here that I'm hooked up to my own network. In this case here, it's called Banbury G. I'm going to select here to manage my known networks. These are networks that I'm used to seeing or that I'm been connected to, and you can see several of them in here. One of them being, hey, there's AT&T Wi-Fi. What I'd want to do is I'd actually want to forget that access point. Here's Courtyard when I was at the Marriott. Some of these are companies that I go to all the time, so I stay connected to them. Boingo, this is from flying on Southwest, or excuse me, that was Delta, I believe. Netgear, this would be a connection that I made. I don't know why I made that one, so I'm going to forget that one. This one down here, the Gray Peak Wireless, this is a training center, one of their network rooms. Here's the Washington Dulles Wi-Fi. I want to forget that one. Let me back up here, and this is more of a Windows 10 issue, but one of the things you want to make sure you do is connect or take this option, connect to suggested open hotspots. Yeah, let's turn that off. I don't connect up to anything unless I know what it is I'm doing. Now, how you should connect up when you're traveling is I'm going to select to show available networks, and you would see these listed over here. When you would want to go through and hook into one of them, Aquaman is my neighbor, so I'm going to select to connect. Make sure you disable this connect automatically. This will let you hook in, but then in future connections, it won't hook back in.
GDL, thanks. That's a helpful hint.
I know. Anything I can do to make your life easier and safer. So there's another one out there that's called Access Point or AP MAC spoofing. I'm sure you can figure out what this is. We've got our network infrastructure. We've got our wireless systems running. The attacker just simply comes in and spoofs the MAC address of an access point in hopes that somebody hooks up to him. Now, let's see, when would this also come into play? Let's say that you're on a transportation device that flies through the air, and they happen to provide wireless internet on your transportation device. And most of these are a paid service, and a legitimate user might actually log in with their laptop, and most of the access is controlled by MAC addresses. And so therefore the access point says, oh, yep, I allow this particular MAC address onto the network. And so somebody who may be curious, not saying I may or may not have done this before, but an attacker could go through and simply duplicate the MAC and be allowed access to the network. I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, I better look to see if Dale's on my flight.